Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series from Small Victories Postcards by Johanna Basford. We'll be doing this flower here today with our Polychromos pencils, and I've just decided what colour to use. Oh, there we go, let's get you into the centre of the shot. So I'm going to be using reds today, and I'm going to start with this one. This is the dark red. And we're going to do this centre bit. We're actually going to go dark to light on this red one, and I'm going to do that both on each section like that, as well as throughout the flower. So this will be our most intense dark red, and we'll get lighter as we go through. I hope everyone's doing okay today. It's still Saturday recording this. I did the first few on Friday, 3 I think on Friday, and the rest today. I'm going to try and get it done. I quite like the completeness of sort of getting a whole series done. Often I can't get it all done in one day, but I've got quite a lot of time today still. My son is streaming for another hour and a half, so I'm thinking I can just work. We've only got a little bit left anyway. Just going to neaten that up a little bit, make it a bit more intense in the middle, like that. And then we have our first little bit. Let's pop that red there. Our next red, whoops, is the middle cadmium red, and I'm never quite sure if this is darker than the deep red or lighter. It's a different shade though. I'm just going to hold the page, and we're going to do the same thing, a bit darker here and lighter here. See, I don't know if it's dark or light or just a little bit more orangey rather than pink. I don't know. Anyway, it'll work nicely, I'm sure. I haven't had any more thoughts about the background for this yet. I've decided what colour I'm going to do that flower there. So that's a start, I guess. But no, background not. I've got some various pens in here actually that I might try pen rather than pencil. Be a little bit different. I've only got small bits to do. So it might work. But I'll keep thinking while I'm finishing the last few, and then decide. Probably last minute. I find recording is really useful in forcing me to make decisions. You know, it can be quite easy, I'm sure you all find, to sort of try and decide, try and imagine, wonder, dither, shall I do this colour, will it work, won't it work, blah blah blah, and then just go for it, you know. Then when you're on video, you don't really have to. I did it a few times, but you don't really have time. It's not very entertaining if I'm going so I try and make decisions quite quickly. This is deep scarlet red, and I'm going to use it for these little teardrop shapes here, because we've got quite a lot of different reds. I mean, we're not going to use the reds that we used the very first video. I think we used, or the second one, we used the sort of Pompeian reds, Venetian reds, those tones. We're not going to use those. We're just going to use the more standard reds, the sort of orangey reds. I don't know. So we aren't going to go off-piste, as it were. Next one is deep red. I'm just going to sharpen it a little bit. I'm going to do the long teardrop shapes with this. The idea is to try to make them a little darker here and lighter here. But they aren't particularly big. You actually, if you're colouring in the book, you'll have more space than me to do this a little bit more easily. So I was just wondering what that is, but it's part of the outside. I bet it's busy out. in town. It'll be good because it's sunny today. It's Saturday. It's a bank holiday weekend. So you can now work out how long when I'm recording this, it is the last weekend of May, and we have late May bank holiday. Okay. The next one is scarlet red. Very blunt scarlet red. And we're going to do all the big petals, so we're going to try and make them a bit darker here and lighter towards the edge. You can see we're getting quite orangey in our reds now. There's a lot of noise outside, but I guess it's warm. People are probably in their gardens. That's probably what I can hear. And it's a joke in the UK that when it's a bank holiday is just a public holiday, by the way. When it's a bank holiday weekend, it always rains. But I'm not sure what the forecast is this weekend. Don't know. And the schools are out next for the week, the last week in May, because they have a half term. It's their sort of half term break between Easter and summer. I don't know if it's spring break time in America or whether that comes more at Easter. I don't know. But so it'll be busy next week in town and stuff. All the children about. To try and go out early. Although kids tend to get out quite early, younger kids. Older ones don't. We'll see anyway. I haven't made lots of plans for next week yet. I don't tend to plan very much, really, because I'm usually trying to make videos and work and stuff. So, yeah, today I was doing a little bit of promotional stuff on Threads. I'd forgotten that Threads exists. Threads is Meta's version of Twitter / X, isn't it? So, but I was one of the very early adopters. I got an account really early on, the day it launched, which was fun. But then, because other people didn't, it wasn't really that worth it. But I thought I'd just pop a few things on there, you know, to see what happens. It's sometimes worth it. It might allow someone new to come and find my videos and things, you know. That's the idea. Okay, our last one is going to be done using the pale geranium lake. Now there are other reds in the polys. We've got a nice lot of reds. We've got alizarin crimson, we've got madder, we've got permanent carmine, and I always think those are more pinky reds, whereas these I think are more orangey reds. But we do have a lot of red. I don't use a lot of red, to be honest, not like masses. I think blue is the colour I use the most, and probably purple, no sorry, green is the colour I use the most, not blue. And then maybe purples and pinks. And although I'm always saying I'm not a pinky person and I don't use much pink, I do, because when you're colouring flowers, pink is the sort of almost your go-to colour, isn't it? In a tulip, that sort of thing, it's got to be pink. Well, it hasn't got to be, but you know what I mean. Right, on previous ones we've just outlined a little bit. I'm wondering whether to do that one here in just a few places. I think I'm going to have to go for a dark sepia for this though, because our reds are too similar. So I'm not going to do all of it because it gets a bit complicated, but I'm going to use the dark sepia. Just go around this edge here. And then just the next one out, I think I might change my mind. You know what I'm like. Like this. Now this one's going to be a bit more fiddly. I'm just going to miss out those larger ones. I probably won't go around those, but we'll see. I'll decide what it looks like. I think my neighbour's gone away for the weekend. He was up very early this morning, and then he had a surfboard or paddleboard on his roof rack, so I assume he's going off to the coast. So that'll be fun, good for him. Okay, do I want to go around the edge of the two group shapes? No, but what I am going to do is grab that scarlet red, and these petals are a bit messy. I'm not happy with them. I just want that white bit to be red. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that I was talking in yesterday's video about all the summer sports. The newspapers are talking about it because our Prime Minister has called an election, a general election, so where we vote for our MPs. That missed a bit there, I'll do that in a minute. The person that represents us as a sort of, usually a town, it's a constituency in Parliament. He's called it in the summer when there's all these sporting events going on. But, you know, that's okay. Not everybody likes sport. I think people seem to forget that. And it doesn't take long to vote. Let's just put that under there. It doesn't almost sit, does it? There we go. So there's our next one done. And we've just got now 3 part ones. I might finish them in the next video. I might make it into 2. I'll see how it all goes. But for today, that's all. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a really super day. Try and relax. See if you can do something fun. Fit in, even if it's 5 minutes. Thank you for watching and happy colouring.